Hey, how's it going? So recently Lil Tay made OnlyFans account and she earned over $1 million in couple of hours and people are really mad about it. Now those of you who don't know who Lil Tay is, she was an kid influencer back in 2017 and 18 where she used to flex expensive things like expensive cars, expensive bags and other expensive things, and after some time she disappeared. So recently she came back. Now she recently turned 18 and she posted the earnings which she made from OnlyFans and people are not liking it. Now I wanted to talk this for quite a long time, not just Lil Tay but this whole OnlyFans situation. But I always felt that I don't have proper words to communicate my thoughts to you. But today I will at least try to communicate my thoughts about all of this OnlyFans situation, because let's be real here, she is not the first one to earn this huge amount of money and she won't be the last. Every once in a couple of months there's always the news that this person made this much money from OnlyFans and people lose their mind and they start hating on that person. But the greater question is it the fault of these women who are creating their OnlyFans account, or is it the fault of these men who are funding them? Today we will discuss this in this video. Now I am a business student, which means that I have also read economics, which means that there are two words which I have read and write hundred of times. No, it's not micro or macro, it's supply and demand. Let's be real here. There's a huge demand for these type of creators who put their naked photos online. There are literally thousands of men who will pay thousands of dollars just to see a woman online naked. She is not the first one who made such a fortune from OnlyFans, and I can tell you this, she won't be the last to do so. Because let's be real here, don't hate the player, hate the game. And I think she saw how the game is played and she played it beautifully. By this point of time, you must be thinking that, oh, I am a feminist. But in reality, I am not. In fact, I am not even a red pill because I don't like to associate myself with a group. And that's a story for another time. But in short, when you associate yourself with a group, the individual thinking leaves the room. And I don't want that. I want to be an individual thinker. That's why I have no shame in admitting that because of these simps, there will be the demand for women to do OnlyFans. And as long as there's demand, every once in a while a young woman will wake up and decide to make OnlyFans account, because she knows that there are literally thousands of men online who she will never meet, who she will never connect, who she will never know, who will pay hundreds of thousands of dollars just to see her naked. That's why I don't fully blame them, because let's be real here, the age in which we are living in, the luxury is so much accessible. You can literally go on Instagram and see the luxuries. You can see expensive cars, expensive houses, expensive yachts, expensive parties. And the kid who's just turned 18, it's very easy for him to get demoralized and start looking for shortcuts to get there. Because let's be real here, to reach at that point, it requires years and decades of hard work and dedication. But ever since the internet, people, especially young generation, they are finding shortcuts to make that kind of wealth. And this is the case with the girls, because they know this is a shortcut to get that wealth which will lead them to that lifestyle. And that's why most of these OnlyFans creators are barely adults, because they haven't seen much of life. They don't have adequate experience to make decisions. They think that these expensive cars, expensive houses, this expensive luxurious lifestyle is the finality. But in reality, it's not. 10 years down the lane, when you may become a parent or you do apply for a job, the first thing they will see on the Google when they type your name up is your content which you used to make 10 years ago. Suddenly all that money which you made feels very expensive. Now I want to talk with those boys, those men who are paying these OnlyFans models. Let's be real, you are not paying just for pictures or videos. You can get them from free on internet. You are paying for attention. You want to feel seen. You want to be loved. You think by paying these models you are getting the attention which you always wanted from a partner. But let's be real here. It's not the real intimacy, it's not a real attention. You are just a customer who's paying his money for an illusion. That's right, you're living in an illusion. You think that it's an easy path. My advice to you is to go out and find a real partner if you crave the feeling to be seen and to be loved so much. But you think that finding a real life partner is much harder than paying to an OnlyFans model. But here's the problem. Every time you pay for an illusion, you are creating a pattern in your brain that every connection has a price to pay. And once you believe that, the real relationship feels like a work that you don't want to do. You are not just spending your money, you are rewiring your brain into an illusion which doesn't exist in real life. And that's the dangerous thing. This isn't a new problem. Over 2000 years ago, the Greek philosopher Epicurus wrote, "We do not choose every pleasure whatsoever, but often we pass over many pleasures when a great discomfort accrues to us as the result of them, and often we consider pains superior to pleasures when a great pleasure will follow for us after we have endured the pains for a long time." In other words, not all pleasures are worth pursuing. Some will cost you far more than they give you. Now at the end of this video, I just want to say this isn't about men bad or a woman bad. No, this is about the human weakness. The internet runs on attention and attention runs on desire. And if you can't control your desire or your lust, you are just another player getting played. If you want to fight this culture, you have to start with yourself. Build discipline, build something real, because when you have a purpose in your life, these distractions lose their power. So Lil Tay didn't break the system, she is just cashing on it. The real question is, are you a kind of a person who's funding it, or are you a kind of a person who's smart enough to walk away from this? I hope that you may learn a thing or two from this video. If you do, please let me know down in the comments. And even if you disagree with some points which I made in this video, it's fine. You can write them in the comments that on which point you disagree with. So I will see you in another video. Peace.